everyone, this is Sydney with ELIXHER at the 2014 GLAAD Media Awards in New York City. This is my life right now and I can't even deal with it, I'm so excited. You've had an incredibly successful 6 months as CEO. I know you should be so proud of everything that's gone on. What are your goals together for these coming months, for these coming years in your tenure?
I think we're going to be really focused on the South and having an impact in the South and helping the South. I also think we're going to have a big impact internationally. There's going to be a lot of international people in the room tonight, and that's by design. I think our transgender work is really important, and I think also our sports work. We just formed a partnership with You Can Play, and so we're going to be doing a lot more sports work.
So your visibility has been a powerful, powerful statement, especially recently. You've had so much success. What's next for you? What are your future plans? What's ahead for Teak Milan?
I really just want to use the resources that we have at GLAAD and our influence to really start to galvanize community around trans issues. Being able to reach out to other organizations and do media training and capacity building with them, and also continue our work as like a watchdog for the community. Making sure that we're there to call out journalists when they're making racist or sexist or transphobic or homophobic remarks, and continue doing the work that we're doing and giving people a platform to amplify their voices.
More and more trans models are publicly living their truth, living out loud. What advice do you have for young trans girls watching right now?
It's possible. As long as you're living your truth, you can't go wrong. Sometimes it's very difficult. But once you find that truth, whatever that is, whatever type of passion, dream that you have, you just have to focus on that. And it's also important to find support system, right? Sometimes with your friends, sometimes with your family, and sometimes that support system does not have to be your blood family.
What is your vision for LGBTQ youth in this country?
That they understand and own the fact that they are gorgeous and beautiful and magnificent, and that they deserve every opportunity that every other young person in this country deserves. That I dream that they understand that they need to fight to keep the rights that we've been fighting for them to have. That the fight continues with them, that they take up the mantle and take up the torch and take it on and spread it globally.
You've had a really great couple of years, and you've been a true hero with your coming out process. How do you seek to be a role model to young athletes? How do you want to use your visibility as a platform for being a role model?
Well, being a WWE superstar, I'm on such a huge platform that I'm able to not just wrestle, but go to schools and preach to kids about bullying and how it affects people and how it hurts people. And being part of the National Army Guard and giving back to the community, I feel that's very important.
You are one of my favorite characters on Orange is the New Black. You keep it like it, you tell it like it is, and that's what I love. What is next for your character, and what's next for you?
Well, there's going to be a lot more of Gloria Mendoza in second season. We're going to get a backstory, and you're going to see what made this woman end up in prison. And a lot of wonderful moments with Kate Mulgrew and Lorraine Toussaint and a lot of the other characters. So it's going to be a really great time.
How do you feel the show has propelled, the conversation around LGBTQ equality and rights and so many different dimensions of the conversation? How do you feel that the show has helped that?
I think we, on the show, we have people of different varying sexual orientations and gender identities, and that's part of the narrative, but really the human part is the most important thing, I think, on our show, and who these people are beyond their sexual orientation or gender identity or even race. And I think that's why the conversation has developed and evolved so quickly because of our show, because we see the depth and humanity of these people beyond these sort of identity things.
So how do you feel like the show has really furthered LGBTQ causes in mainstream media? Because you've achieved incredible success. How do you feel like that's helping the cause?
Well, I think that it brings up a lot of issues that have been swept under the rug. It gives opportunity to a lot of diversity, sexual orientation, whether stereotypes or not, and I think that that's what we need now. We still have a long way to go, but and we're depicting images, not stereotypes, in the sense of, in negative connotations. It's all in a positive way. It's a comedy with dramatic elements. It's realistic, and that's what we need, We need to make fun of what's reality, to keep on living that way.
I completely agree. So what do you need to get into your character? Because it's such a it seems like it's such a difficult role to play. There's a lot going on with your character. Where do you be mentally to play that role?
I use music a lot, but I also keep a journal. Of course, I'm always working on my craft. I take my acting courses to help me. I also watch MSNBC Locked Up, Women Edition.
Yes.
That helps a lot.
I can imagine.
But I mean, once you learn the character and you're able to create her backstory, I kind of use my psychology as well, my degree, and to understand psychologically what she might be going through. And so far it has worked,
I am a huge fan. I have one last question. Can we get a picture?
Yes.